Uh, Manoj, can we start now? It's 9. Okay.
Excellent. Yes. Good morning.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. It seems that not recorded to the YouTube yet. Wait a second. Sorry.
Oh, now we are on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our Cc-Apac Leader Talk. This is a regular program for us to invite leaders to talk about everything about contact center, CX, and everything about that. And today with me, Manoj. Yeah, I know him very well when he was with Frost and Sullivan, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and now is set up a new company, and I think we will understand a little bit better about his company and what is the services provided. And I asked him to talk about the GX, especially how to enable ecosystem for GX empowerment. We'll let him know about understanding about what is GX and what is the around about that, and strategy implementation, success factor about that. And during the discussion, I hope you can ask question if you want. Just raise a hand and we will allow you to speak up, or you can type your question. So let's start with Manoj to introduce himself and his company. Go ahead, Manoj.
Hey, good morning, Andi. And thank you very much. Really excited. You don't want to invite me to Jakarta, so I'm showing up on a video call. Yeah.
Next time I invite you to Jakarta.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to it. I think we are now almost endemic, so excited. So, the company I founded is Twimbit. Twimbit stands for the world is moved by ideas and technology. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I did not want to start Manoj and Sullivan. So I said, we need to do something else.
Okay.
So we said, the world is moved by ideas and technology. We are a learning platform. We want to help every person on this planet to learn and to improve and operate the best they can be. That is our mission. Yeah? And we are doing it by using a platform. You're welcome to go to twimbit.com and you can see and learn about customer experience, about future of banking, future of telecom, blockchain. So we have identified about 5 main themes. And if you want to learn about that, you want to connect with the experts in that space, then you should come and join our platform. For everybody who is there today, I give you free access for a month so that you come and learn. We are building a community. We want to build a community of learners, right? So every learner has to also contribute to other people's learning. Andy, you have been doing this for, I've known you almost now for 20 years. You have been giving to the community. And I think, and through that, you have learned so much. So I'm hoping we can all do that, So that's a quick introduction. Currently, we have offices in Singapore, Malaysia, and India. God willing, we will hopefully soon open up in Indonesia as well. And we are very excited about solving this problem. Because as you know, good research from the big companies, Gartner, Frost and Sullivan, ID, very expensive. Everybody doesn't get it. We want to make sure that everybody in the world can access good research. It should not be limited to few people. and we want to make it fun. If you go onto our platform, you will see it's easy to communicate. It's easy to understand. You can use on the mobile like Instagram. And that's our mission, to bring joy in the consumption of research.
Thank you, Manoj, for the introduction of the company and yourself. Let me start with the first question I have here, because our topic about GX. Yeah, everybody talking about GX. Actually, what is your perspective about the GX itself? Yeah, can you elaborate about that? Go ahead.
Fabulous. Thank you. Thanks for that question, because that is a very, very important question. And let me use, Andy, you need to help me share the screen.
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
So, I put a few slides together to explain what is this new definition of CX, right? I don't know how many of you have played on this Gashapon machine. How many, have a lot of you played on this machine? Or you have taken your children, or you have taken a children to this machine. Is that right?
Yeah.
And there are different variants of this machine. Obviously, this is the Japanese one. This is the most popular in the world, right? Now, what usually happens in this machine is the child will come, or even your girlfriend will come and say, hey, I want to do it. I want to take a coin, and you go and put it there. And then it goes round and round, and then you get, the toy, right? And after you get the toy, 99% of the time, you don't even use the toy. You leave it there. And you go back to the machine to do again, right? So the machine is not for you to buy the product. The machine is for you to experience it, right? So that is what experience is. So this is the toy for children. Now for the adults, they created a similar toy. Right? Espresso machine, right? So now, earlier they sell maybe $5. You sell the Nescafe, you can make 500. Maybe you can make 100 cups in $5, right? So what did Nespresso do? They say, hey, let us learn from Gashapon. Let's make some more money. So instead of charging you $5, now they make $100. By selling you a machine from which you enjoy the experience of making the coffee, of consuming the coffee, right? So what has really happened is the world today, everybody can sell coffee. If I take the Nescafe machine, if I take Nescafe powder, I take any other coffee powder, I think most of the time we cannot even tell the difference between one product or another. If you take one bank or another bank, if I change the color logos, maybe you will not be able to tell which bank is doing what, right? So the only way you can differentiate is how you orchestrate that experience. And that is why, we believe the experience economy is about the customer journey. It's about how you think about not just how the customer use your product. It is from the moment the customer even think about using your product, to his journey to consuming the product, to him continuing to be a community member of your product for the rest of his life. So now Nespresso thinks that it is my life partner, They don't think they're selling me coffee. They think it is my life partner because I'm going to it 3-4 times a day, right? And maybe it has more information about me than many other people. So I think that is what customer experience is. That is the biggest definitional change associated with customer experience. I hope so. We cannot think customer experience is customer service. If you think customer service, then we are dead, right? Because then we are productized. Then you are, unfortunately, there is no difference.
I see.
Yeah, because there's no difference from one coffee powder to another. Maybe you can say there is some difference, but if you really put it in different bottles, I don't think people can even tell the difference for most products in the world.
I see. Thank you, Manoj. I think everyone talking about the GX customer experience, but what do you think? How we measure the customer experience? What do you think the best way to measure the customer experience?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I think great point. And we did. This was the question. So when we started our CX practice, we
Okay.
said how the problem is we define it incorrectly. So maybe before I ask, how do each of you measure customer experience? Can I know from you? So many of us on the call. How do you measure customer experience? Are these the measures? CSAT, Net Promoter Score, average
And
handling time, right? Is this correct? Is anybody else got any other exciting measure? Please, can you tell me? Raise your hand or type in the chat. What are
yeah,
the other exciting measures? How do you measure customer experience in contact centers and other places? Yeah, brand advocacy. Yeah, NPS. I think that's brand advocacy.
sales.
I think increasing sales. I think should we are. I think
Okay.
you are absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Uh, so I agree. I think those. Now, what I think is this is the old way to measure customer experience success. If we measure like this, we are we are all going to die very soon in our business. I want to be that extreme, right? Because, you're not trying to get the customer out of your call as quickly as possible. No, we want the customer to spend as much time with us as possible. Because if he spend more time with me, then he will consume more of my product, right? So what we are saying now is that we should measure customer experience. There are three pillars. This is a
Okay.
research I did together with a software company called Temenos. And so what we are saying is when you measure customer experience, you should measure on three variables. One is digital engagement value.
I see.
So average handling time is how quickly am I getting rid of the customer? Is average handling time, right? That is ridiculous. You're saying, oh, we got to get him out. He's too expensive. Yeah. Man, the customer is picking up the phone. He wants to spend time with you. You should fall in love with him, right?
Mm.
Instead, you're saying, okay, let me reduce the time. Let me reduce my cost. I think we got to say, how much is my engagement? And the
Mm.
good news about technology is that you can drive engagement with limited resources. So you need to measure how engaged is the customer with me? How often is he coming to me? Not how less time he's coming with me. How many times a day is he coming with me? How much time is he spending with me? How much is he in love with me? We need to measure. The second one is we need to measure digital efficiency value. That
I
means
see.
how much effort is he taking to get access to your product or service? Can we reduce the friction? Is it so easy that the customer only think about your product and magically his problem is solved? Can we do that? The efficiency value or the effort score, reduce the effort needed to consume the product or service. Because
I,
for everybody, time is most valuable. Can I save other people's time? Right? Can I make it more efficient? That is the second one. And the third one, I think this is where all the innovation happens. The third one is what is my ecosystem value? That means how much am I helping the customer in his purpose? It is not about how much dollar I make from him, but what is the work I am doing which help him in its totality? What is the value of that total thing?
I
That
see.
is how you measure ecosystem. And I can explain that and a little bit more, right? So let's start with engagement value. Engagement value is how many interaction. I think this is very clear. Maybe everybody understand it. How much time am I spending? How often? So if you look at the e-commerce companies now, they even do live shows on their website, right? Why do they do it? Because they want you to come and spend more quality time on their website. Because if you spend time on Lazada or Shopee and you are listening to some entertainment, most likely you will buy something more. So they increase your engagement with them. Now,
Okay.
efficiency value is, oh, how easy, how much friction. are you making it very easy for me to buy? Are you predicting it? Like Netflix make it so easy for us to consume, right? This is what you watch. This is what Andy watched. Manoj, you will like it, you know? So I think they make the efficiency of the consumption wonderful. And ecosystem value is the value of all the transactions, the gross merchandise volume, right? And the best example is, Andy, of, let's say, I've got a few examples, but maybe we should take some questions before
yes, yes. I have some question regarding that. I mean that I know that this is the best. What do you think the best way to measure the GX? But what is the strategy to implement this one? What do you think? The best way of implementing this one into our this GX or contact center. Go ahead.
Yeah, very good point. I think the first thing is we believe that you cannot think contact center. If you think only contact center, then we will our jobs will become smaller and smaller, and we will have no job. Because the contact center, the way we know it, everything that we used to do in the contact center is going to become automated.
I see.
So that is not relevant anymore. So we have to redefine it. It's like telecom company. The average person pays $3 or $4 a month for telecom access, right? To Indosat or to PT Telecom Cell or anything. There's no money in that. But where do you spend most of, who makes the most money on the mobile phone? Facebook, everybody else on top of it. Why? Because they have got more engagement. Your engagement with Indosat and Telecom Cell is almost negligible, right? So I think the first thing we should do is we cannot restrict ourselves to contact center. We have to really think about the customer journey end to end. From the moment, you think, let me give you another example. This is my favorite example. There is a restaurant called Heidi Lau. I don't know if it is there in Jakarta. Have you heard of it? Let me give you another example. This is my favorite example. Has anybody heard?
If someone heard about that.
Has anybody heard of Heidi Lau?
Heidi Lau?
Heidi Lau. It's a Chinese hot pot restaurant chain. Heidi Lau. Richest Singaporean is the owner of Heidi Lau. Yeah.
Heidi Lau. Okay. Roman is in Singapore, so he know about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, this leader talk is published to not only Indonesia but also to other countries like Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Hong Kong, and
correct. So Heidi Lau really changed the experience. So what they say is, okay, you come to the restaurant. So because it is a very nice hot pot restaurant, there is a long queue. Sometimes you have to wait 2 hours.
I see.
Queue. But then what he does is he changed it. He changed the thinking. He said, oh, you are coming 2 hours? When you are waiting there, I will give, if you want a manicure service, free. Your children want to play, let them play in this area. Or you want free popcorn and ice cream when you wait, free. So he reimagined the experience,
You see.
He doesn't start serving you after you sit down in the restaurant. He serves you from the moment you think you are going to Heidi Lau, right? The experience starts much before you actually even pay him anything, right? It's like economy class travel versus first class travel, right? You from the home only, they now come and pick you up. They take you to the airport. They make every smooth process to check you in. So I think they change the entire experience by reimagining that journey. And that's why for the contact center, the first thing is don't think about the customer after he's called you. That is how we think today. The job of the contact center is when the customer has called me. No, it should start even before, right? And the moment we start thinking like that, we have an incredible change in the opportunity of what we can do. So much we can do, right? the example of that is, let me explain, DBS Bank, right?
Yeah.
So now, Andy, you must have purchased a home in Indonesia, right? Did you take a car? Did you take a home loan?
A long time ago, but
Oh,
no more anymore.
no more anymore. But maybe when you buy a car, do you take a loan or you're
Okay,
very rich? Huh? Huh?
yeah,
So
I buy the car. Yeah.
you buy the car. When you buy the house, you take a home loan. Which home loan company you go to? Or which car loan company do you typically go to?
Andi buy cash.
Huh? You go to the one which give you the cheapest price, right?
Yeah.
There is no emotion. You go to the guy who gives you the cheapest price. You
Yeah.
don't care whether it is DBS Bank or OCBC or anybody else. So by the time you come to deciding the home loan, you have made the biggest decision of your life, which is to buy the house.
Yeah.
And the company is not involved in that decision at all, right?
Yeah.
And by the time you're ready to go and get the home loan from the bank, you are looking for the cheapest guy, the cheapest provider. So very little you can do to add value to that journey. So what did DBS Bank say? I don't want to be decided that Andy will decide after he buys the car which company he will take the home loan from. I have to engage with Andy from the moment Andy think about buying the car.
Mm.
And I have to help Andy manage the car, make sure he can keep the cost of operation of the car low, and I will serve him over the entire journey of his ownership of the car, right? So suddenly now you're not looking for the cheapest car loan company, right? The experience has changed. DBS made over $1 billion from the property and loans through the marketplace. $1 billion, right?
Wow.
Because why? They create this marketplace, and it is not that they have the best marketplace. They tie up with Property Guru. They tie up with other car rental companies. But you start the journey, and then, so what did they do? They reimagined the journey from much before, not after Andy has decided which house to buy or which car to buy, right?
I
I think
see.
so. That is important. I think the first thing the contact center leader has to think is, I'm not there after every problem has happened. I need to start thinking broader even before, you know. I
Yeah.
don't know, is it realistic? Can you do it? Can you not do it? You tell me. You guys have been in the contact center for the longest time, right?
I see. It's similar now. It's happened in Indonesia. Many people lending. I mean that borrowing money. I mean that to the what is fintech company. Make
Yes.
easy for them to have a money instantly. But after that, getting a problem because they don't know what is the uh, accreditation of the company where they have the money. Yeah, I think that's become the problem. But they make it easy for them to borrow the
Very
money.
easy. Yeah, exactly. So I think that is what I believe, that is why ecosystem, the topic for today. You
Okay,
cannot think only your product,
I
how
see.
your product is part of all this ecosystem. So for DBS, their banking, who likes to go to the bank? Nobody wakes up and says, I'm excited, I want to go to the bank. Nobody goes there. You go because, oh, I want to get education. I want to buy a house. I want to buy a car. I want to travel. So
Right.
they look at, they want to solve those problems for you.
I
And
see.
banking is part of that problem, solving that, right? So for DBS, their banking,
Come on.
who likes to go to the bank? Nobody gets up and says, I'm excited, I want to go to the bank. I think somebody's
Andy, sorry, your YouTube
Okay,
is
see.
on. Okay. Thank you, Pak.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that's it. Yeah. So I think that's what I was saying, which is that, you know, you said, can the contact center, what should they do? I think they have to start thinking about the customer journey even before,
I see.
and we have to start thinking about the ecosystem, not just our product. If
I
you
see.
think about our product, then we are too narrow. If a telecom company think I will only sell connection, data, or voice is almost zero. Nobody pays for any voice services. Data will also become soon zero. Then the telecom company will die, right? So if the
Yeah.
contact center people don't understand this, you will not have a job. I am guaranteeing you. I'm threatening you.
Yeah. So that is about the ecosystem. Yeah, you already talking about the ecosystem. So it's not only talking about the product, it's also talking about the interaction and so on. Yeah. Okay. You already explained about the sample of a successful implementation of this one. Any others
Yes.
successful
Yeah. So
sample of this? Yeah.
yeah, so I this is something I pick up from Google. Google
Wow.
does it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
a bank BRI in
Okay.
Indonesia,
It's
right?
Indonesian company.
Indonesian company, right?
Okay.
So how Bank BRI reimagine uh, the experience, and they make money by giving that service to other companies, right? So what usually happen is that there are many Andy and all of us, so Bank BRI is established, and there are many fintech companies who want to do business with Andy and Wendy and everybody else, right? But then they don't have the credit score. They don't know enough of the customer. So
I see.
what Bank BRI has done is, Bank BRI has offering its capability to all the fintech companies,
Hmm.
right? So they have now, through APIs. Firstly, what they did is they enabled through APIs, partners can come on board their platform.
I
So if I'm starting a fintech company tomorrow, and let's say I'm offering Twimbit service tomorrow, and I
Yeah.
want to offer people in Indonesia cannot afford to pay full payment of $995 for the year.
I
No
see.
problem. Maybe I partner with fintech company. They say pay in 12 installment, right?
Hmm.
So now that partner does not have knowledge about Andy's credit worthiness. So he used Bank BRI, and Bank BRI provide that service in terms of credit worthiness, risk assessment, and provided. So now Bank BRI is not only a banking company, but also a technology company providing loan processing facility to all their partners. So
Yeah.
they reimagine themselves to recreate the business for a wider ecosystem, because not they cannot do all the innovation themselves. They have to partner with the other companies. For me, the best example of ecosystem is Grab. We all use Grab. I think Gojek, very similar, very similar. When Grab started, what do we know Grab for? We know Grab for the taxi service, right? So the taxi business for Grab is about $3.2 billion of gross merchandise volume. This was done in 2020, approximately 3.2 billion, right?
Hmm.
Now, Grab is a mobility company, but what
Anyway,
Grab
is it okay to talk about this Grab? They just they
their
just
share price is not doing very well.
so-
Yeah,
okay, that's
but
fine.
share price is not doing well, but it continued to have the market will go up and down and up and down. But even with a bad share price, Grab is still valued at about 10 billion US dollars. Still 10 billion US dollars, right? 12 billion US dollars. I think, yeah, 12 billion US dollars is the current market cap. So they
Hmm.
start with mobility,
Yeah.
Then the same customer, they're doing delivery. The same customer, they're providing financial service.
I see.
And how much of it is all done by Grab? Grab it is created an ecosystem of customers and drivers to solve many different problems.
Hmm.
So is Grab a finance company? Is Grab a mobility company? Is Grab a delivery company? Tomorrow, Grab will be a laundry company. So what have they done? They are focused on customer journey. They're not focused on industry. They're focused on customer problem. Yeah. So that is what I think is very important that all of us understand. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Manoj.
I think we have some good questions.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have very good question. I think this is Roman, yeah, from Singapore, asking about what is the context between ecosystem and Twimbit. Yeah,
Very good.
maybe
Thank you.
very good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not making any money from ecosystem. I'm a research company. I want every company to build a better strategy to grow their business. Yeah. And I think building the ecosystem strategy is very important for every company. Either you build your own ecosystem or you become part of somebody else's ecosystem, right? Either you build your own ecosystem of your partners and customers so that you can innovate, because or you become part of the Grab ecosystem, or become part of Gojek ecosystem, or become part of Bank Mandiri ecosystem. You have to either develop your own ecosystem or become part of other ecosystem, because the future is ecosystem. It is a digital ecosystem. Everybody has to partner. Now, Twimbit, we ourselves, I'm also building my own ecosystem. When you think about analyst firms like Frost and Sullivan, IDC, Gartner, all the time, who is their speaker is their analyst, right? But now Twimbit, we want to build an ecosystem. All the speaker is not Twimbit analyst. It will be experts like Andi. It may be experts like Roman and others as well. Because I don't think I can solve all the problem.
Yeah.
And it is foolish of me to try and solve all the problem. That is like before Grab. That is like, Bluebird, right? Now we got to move to the new era of strategy, which is to build that digital. So that is why I'm talking about ecosystem. We help companies develop and define and design their ecosystem strategy. That is what I do as one of my offering. But that is not the only offering.
I see. So ecosystem become a platform where everybody will be networking for their resource, potential, and competency to deliver something.
Correct. Okay. So Grab is an ecosystem of drivers and customers.
Yes.
And they are enabling that solution. And that same customer has got other problems. He wants to go from point A to point B. He can use the same thing to make payments. He can use the same thing to maybe get some laundry done, right?
Yeah.
So he's focused on the customer journey, right?
Okay.
So the focus is on the customer is in the center, not your product is in the center. Our problem is in the past, and this is responding to Sudhibio's, sorry, apologies. I hope I'm pronouncing it. Sudhibio.
Yeah.
Sudhibio. In the past, everything revolved around our product.
Yeah.
Which is wrong. It should revolve around the customer and the customer's problem. So your ecosystem helps solve the customer problem. That is what is the difference. So yes, your core product is there. So now Amazon, very interesting. Amazon's retail consumer business does not make much profit. But Amazon AWS make all the profit. Right? So, so how you develop it and how you make money is changing in this world. Some things you give free so that you make money somewhere else. Yeah.
I see. So something that what you do now, yeah, you sharing something in some places and you get money from
Correct.
other
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 places.
other places.
Exactly. So,
Okay.
theaters today, you go to the theater, they don't make necessarily money sometime from the movie.
Yeah.
They make money from the popcorn and the food and the drinks that you have there, right?
Yes.
The mall operator does not make money from the theater.
Mm.
The theater is there because people come. So then on the way up, you will buy from the small shops, right?
Yes.
So I think it is we are redefining business models to see how you unlock value. Yeah.
So that is ecosystem, yeah. Make it everybody network in terms of that one.
Digitally
Financial,
enable
retail.
people to connect with, basically an ecosystem connect all the company people together. In a company, there are 5 kinds of people who support a company, right? There is
Yes.
the employee,
Yeah.
there is the customer, there is the shareholder, there
Mm.
is the planet, society, right?
Yeah.
And there is the partner
Yeah.
or supplier. These 5 people. In the past, the company exists to serve only one person, which is the shareholder. We are only worried about profit.
Yeah.
But today, the world is now demanding, because of the internet, because of the awareness, company have to serve all 5 people equally. If
Mm.
you don't serve your employee like you serve your customer, you will have no company.
Mm.
Today there is a war in Ukraine. So many companies have stopped doing business in Russia.
Mm.
It never happened in previous war, but this war it is happening. Why?
Yeah.
Because consumers are saying, don't do business in Russia, otherwise I will not buy your product. Everybody's scared, right? Employees are saying, I will not work for you if you support and do business in Russia when people and children are being killed, right? So that is the changing business dynamic, which is important, you know.
I see. Okay. Again, back to the digital. Now, many company building mobile application. They call it super apps. Yeah.
Super
Uh,
apps.
yeah. AirAsia in Indonesia, maybe Bank Mandiri or Gojek.
Indigo, I think yesterday Telecomcell, I think announced, is it?
Telkomsel just launching their yeah. I think everyone starting using the super apps now. So what do you think? This is become ecosystem for them?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
go ahead.
Because they all realize that, because in our life we have so many services we need.
Mm.
So one super app cannot solve all the problem. So there is many super apps we will have for different needs, right? So today I'll give you another example, uh, because technology make life very easy to consume more service. Today, Pack Andy has maybe 5 or 6 or 7 service from the bank. Maybe you have a car loan, you have a credit card, you have a fixed deposit, you have some insurance,
Mm.
maybe 5 or 6 things. But maybe in another 5 years, you will have 30 to 40 things, because we make it so easy that you will use it. Like, you may buy insurance for your next phone. You may buy insurance to say, oh, I'm planning my holiday, I buy insurance. They make it so easy, so cheap,
Yeah.
right? So the per capita consumption is going to explode. Like 10 years ago, maybe we used 2 hours of social media a day.
I see.
Today, the children use 8 hours of social media a day, right? So same thing will happen. So
Yeah.
yes, there will be many super apps. Not everybody will do fully well,
I
but
see.
I think there is good opportunity.
I see.
Every company will have to either become part of that super app, or build my own super app.
Okay.
One of the two. And I have to do both.
Okay. I just want to have your opinion about, because now I understand in the region, so many e-commerce now competing each other with their very good platform like Shopee, Lazada. Maybe in Indonesia there is Tokopedia, Blibli, or Bukalapak. They are competing each other in terms of the building ecosystem for the supplier, for the consumer, fintech. Even though they are selling what is the share or investment, something like that, insurance, everything now become in the e-commerce. Yeah. So this become very huge ecosystem. So and they get support. They are using contact center, of course, very big contact center for them to supporting people who asking question, need services, others things. Yeah, in the automation is there, but of course they still need a contact center behind them. So this become ecosystem. So what do you think?
And it is, I think you are absolutely right, Andi, that, maybe 5 years ago, people said, oh, everything becomes so automated, contact center numbers will go down. No, I think it's a mistake. Maybe even I think sometimes like that. I make it's a mistake. Because people are using so much more, the contact center is only increasing.
Yeah.
I have to, on our website, I publish a state of CX report. And I want to show this. I want to show this slide about it. Let me see. State of CX. I think I share it with you, Andi. Let me. Give me a second.
You want me to share?
The contact center company, right? Contact center companies all doing very well, growing so much, right?
Yeah.
It is unbelievable. Let me just open up the slide. Yeah. And this report is available for everybody if you want to access. You can go to twimbit.com and you can access it. In case you don't have access, you can let me know. So I'll just show you the BPO companies around the world. BPO companies around the world growing like crazy. 57%, 37%, 27%, 20%. Can you believe it? This is the growth of contact centers around the world, only BPOs.
Yes.
Right? So even though there is automation, there is so much growth. Why? Because people are calling more and more. There is so many more problems to solve, right? So I think, but the thing is, the basic things, the good companies, like I don't call DBS Bank for basic things. My waiving my credit card fee, automated. Those things I don't call. I call them for more complex needs, right? And that's where the contact centers have to move. And so many new innovation opportunities in the contact. So I think the contact centers will grow, but the kind of job we do have to change.
Yes. Yeah, and contact center now become many analytic, not only doing front end, but they're also doing back end activities, including monitoring the transaction, helping the partner to register something, and so on. So many
security, content filtration.
Yes,
making sure that there is not pornographic content or bad content or fake news. So there is so much of new opportunity, So I think it's becoming more a BPO than really contact center. Contact center, definitely, and they are all buying technology company. Almost all the contact center, if you see, all of them, they acquire so many technology companies, right? They all acquire. See here, Concentrix acquired PK, 1.6 billion. TELUS acquired Playment, all acquiring technology company.
Yes.
Because it is not
Concentric.
just about contact center, it
Yeah, yeah.
is transforming the journey through digital.
Mm. So BPO now acquired the technology company, and
Yeah.
even this is a very good what is a discussion about, because some company now is also buying the property to property for their what is their contact center and so on. What do you think? So not only
Oh,
technology but also property for doing something.
it depends. See, everybody have different strategy.
Okay.
McDonald's
Yeah.
is, I don't know how many people know, but McDonald's is a big property company.
Yeah. Property company.
Why? What they do is they buy all the good property in
Yeah.
very important location, and then they rent it to the franchisee,
Yes.
right? So, and that gives them so much value over so many decades,
I
right?
see.
Because they make it the investment in the right property.
Mm.
Because McDonald's is a place, like you say, where will we meet? Oh, I'll meet you at McDonald's. It is a place. It is not your meet. McDonald's there is a location. It is almost like a train station. It has
Yeah.
got that significance. That is why they invest in property.
Mm.
So I think, so yes, maybe some people think that, okay, in Indonesia, in Jakarta, the property price will go up in 10 years. Maybe I should buy, they will do it. But if you ask me, I think my business will grow faster than property price. So
Okay.
I tell you, Andy, if you have extra money, don't put in property, invest in Twimbit.
That's good invitation. Okay, let's me open a question to all the participants. Go ahead if you have a question. Just raise hand. You can speak up. We unmute all everyone because
Wow.
last time we have experienced someone is our this break our Zoom, so we are using that one. Okay. Okay. Enjoy your time, Ramon. Andrew. Okay. Thank you, Andrew. Any others question? If you want. If not, okay. I have a question here. So, what do you think leaders in contact center? Yeah, you know that in contact center in GX, what leader need to do to what is they need to build the knowledge, the capability, and so on. So, what do you think the leaders
Yeah.
need to do in this kind of innovation?
Yeah. I think it's the market is very difficult. It's a
Yeah,
very tough market, right? So we think that every leader, firstly, we have to, who leads CX in a company is a
yeah,
big question,
yes,
right?
yes,
Who should lead CX? Is
yeah,
it the contact center person? Is it the CEO? Is it the chief digital officer? Is it
sales.
the marketing officer? Is it the salesperson? Who should sales officer? So I think that itself is a tough question.
Hmm.
Ideally should be the CEO. But sometimes the CEO himself cannot do, and he doesn't have the knowledge, and he is not expert in technology. But then the CEO has to support the customer experience leader, the chief customer experience officer, whoever it is, and empower him completely. Now, if I am the chief customer experience officer, what will I do?
I
I
see.
think I will not focus in solving by customer my products. I have to focus by customer journey. That means I need to look at a customer journey and then assign one person from legal, one person from marketing, one person from customer support, one person from sales,
Okay.
to deliver that end-to-end customer journey. So that is the first thing I would do, which is organize around customer journey.
I see.
Second thing, if I'm a leader, I have to understand the industry I serve really well. It is no longer I can work in this contact center and then I go to another company. I can easily. If I'm in finance, I should know finance. I need to understand how the finance industry is changing, how fintech is changing, how the rules, how buy now, pay later, is beginning to change. I need to understand the future of my vertical industry extremely well. Because if I don't understand it, I will, it's like coming to office in a bullock cart versus coming in Andy's, BMW car, right? You have to decide what is your technology you are using. So if you use the bullock cart, you will come very slow. You got to have that knowledge of industry so that you have the power to be able to do well. So I would think that would be my second important thing.
I see.
And the third one is I will start by measuring new measures of CX success. So for example, now let me, here, I hope you can see this, right?
Yeah.
So four things I'm saying. First, end-to-end customer journey. I need to study it. Second, I need to partner. Ecosystem is about partnership, right? Third is new measures of success. I have to say, what do I measure success? If I still measure average handling time, then it's a wrong measure. I need to change that, right? And fourth is, I cannot measure on how many calls came in and how I responded to it. I need to build a proactive innovation platform. That means, how is my platform enabling customer journey success? So if I'm a contact center leader, I would focus to build my knowledge in each of these four areas. Is my suggestion.
I see. Okay. And thank you for explanation about that. So for area that need to be considered leader, but to to help, in this kind of ecosystem, And may I know actually what is Twimbit? Twimbit can help people, leaders, in terms of this GX.
Okay, sure. Our Twimbit entire.
This is not profession, but I think I need to ask this one because we want to know about you are researchers and
Yes.
a very good speaker, and I think I think we want to know what Twimbit can help leaders in the other GX.
Correct. So what is Twimbit trying to do? This is my work in progress document, which is we want to provide insights and learning for every leader. This is our job, that we want to help every learner to give them the knowledge of the industry so that you can become the best you can be. That is our goal. Currently, we do these four things: Bank of Tomorrow, the Future Telco, Experience Economy, which is CX, and fourth one is digital transformation. These are the four things that Twimbit does today. Yeah. And so our mission is we want to help every learner on the planet. Everybody, each one of us want to learn, right? I want to help every learner to achieve their full potential. We are a team of young analysts. I'm not very young, but my colleagues are very, very young, who are very passionate about learning and want to share their knowledge so that all of y'all can become really good at what they're doing. So now what makes us very unique is we have built, I invite you, and that's why I said I will share with all of you. We have built a very good research platform. Easy to use, fun to use, read, and collaboration platform. Many of this content, almost 50-60% of the content is free. So you can come and you can learn, you can take a quiz, you can understand about financial industry, You can understand about telecom industry. You can understand about cloud. This is what Twimbit is doing. I hope someday maybe 1 million, 2 million people in Indonesia can learn on the Twimbit platform. Yeah, that is my goal for the next 3-4 years that I can support. So if you want to learn about customer experience in retail, in banking, in telecom, what can you learn from Japan or China? You can come, you can explore this content, you can give us feedback. Yeah? And we make it is very mobile friendly. You can click and you can scan and read. You can download. You can learn from wonderful case studies from around the world.
I see.
Yeah. So this is what Twimbit is doing. I hope, and as I said, we will share the experience. You can come very practical insights. We want to give you practical insights. I don't want to give you, So this is how, for example, Isetan in Japan is introducing technology in the store to deliver you hyper personalization, right? Then you have Uniqlo is this one is again Isetan creating virtual store, almost like a metaverse for you to engage with them, right? Uniqlo is doing something really crazy. You can go and you can click on so many digital signages and you can try out the clothing, right? They're combining playground with retail fashion, changing customer experience. So customer experience is not limited to the team sitting in the contact center. They're orchestrating experience at such an incredible way, right? They're transforming where you think about it. So this is what Andi Twimbit is doing. If anybody want to partner with us to help train, educate, and grow, and we all become really good in CX. That is our goal. That in Asia we become well known for our CX. That is our aspiration.
Thank you, Manoj, about that. I know that we need to prepare the human resources for this transformation. What do you think we need to prepare for the human resources to transform and to become innovative?
Correct. So I think in the last maybe 10 years, whenever I go and meet contact center leaders, I must say contact center leaders are very passionate about training, and they speak a lot. They do quite a good job. But we train them on how good to handle customers, how to be empathetic, how to pay. I think we do a very, very good job now. I think that one, maybe we get 8 or 9 out of 10.
I see.
But now, because customer service has to change to customer experience, so we need new kind of training. We all need to become familiar with technology, how to use technology, right? What does AI mean for us? You don't need to be a coding person. You don't need to be an engineer to drive the car, right? You can drive the car. So how to use AI, we should all know. How will it make my job easier? We should know. So I think we need to train people on how to use technology so that we can all innovate in our own respective area with the process. That's number one. Number two, we need to understand our industry really well. If you don't understand the industry, right, you cannot understand why the financial services industry, why is Telecomcell introducing the super app? Why are they doing it? And what is the purpose behind it? If we don't understand it, how will we really solve the big problem? So I think we need to train people on the industry. We need to train people on technology. We need to train them so that they can have a better thinking capability of what possibility exists. That is where the training has to change, because today's training is all about becoming a good customer service representative. Yes, that is important. But if you want to be a leader in contact center, then you need to start progressing to learning technology, industry, customer journey.
I see. Okay. A very good point about that. Yeah. Okay, participant, any other question if you want to ask to Manoj? I think I have asking all the question I have here. But anyway, I will be, we'll be happy to, if you have any other question from the participant.
Maybe I want to ask you, Pak Andy.
Okay, go ahead.
Everything I say, how much of it? So, for example, in your actual practice of the contact center, and you see in the contact center, what is the big challenge people are facing today? You know, uh, and and then maybe I can relate to what we are doing, how it helps solve that challenge. What is the big challenge all the big contact center face today?
I think from my point of view, you become interviewer now for me. But let me try to explore about my interaction with some people regarding this one. Uh, uh, to get a value added of the contact center, the value to show the value of the contact center is a challenge.
Correct.
Yeah, the main
Correct.
challenge. We are with the current condition. Some people, that maybe some managers thinking about how to reduce the cost, how to reduce the cost, and some contact center they're trying to moving to another cities that lower cost. Yeah, to reduce cost. Of course, it could be operational cost become lower in that one. In some condition, because new places hiring is another challenge. Yeah, hiring another people, maintaining people, turnover become a challenge, of course. But they need also to educate, yeah, how the contact center is running, because as you know, there is no formal education about the contact center. People come and go, learning about the contact center. In some cases, they maybe they're going into contact center industry only for the short term, and after they are moving again for another industries. I know, that this is a challenge for contact center manager and even contact center executive to maintaining, delivering value, reducing costs, engaging with the employee, and at the same time, condition of contact center changing of the way they are working, including chatbot. Now, many chatting, WhatsApp, live chat condition, and people worry about technology replace the human. Of course, yeah, because people asking about the lower cost, automation, and so on. I think they need to think about how we can utilize contact center to get more value, to get more something, out of the box. Yeah,
correct.
This is what I think about the current condition. Contact center, especially in Indonesia, we are fighting each other, even though with a BPO fighting each other about the lowering the cost. And
because wrong measure of success.
Yeah,
because we are focusing on the wrong measure. If we say we are an experience center and we say we measure based on engagement value, on transaction value, and on ecosystem value, the conversation will change. It is the difference between a startup company and an old company. Why Tokopedia is more valuable than sometime a very old company? Because Tokopedia focus on the experience, the story, right? So if you focus on cost, we will make less and less. And you're spot on. I think therefore the measure of success is super important. You need to coach your leadership team to say what you really want to measure me on. Do you want to measure me on customer engagement? You want to measure me on customer friction? You want to measure me on ecosystem value. It's good. You measure me on how much cost to serve every customer. You will drive away all the customers. And we will lose it to the new set of super apps, because the new set of super app is investing only on the customer.
I see. Okay. Thank you for the explanation about that.
No, thank you. I think maybe that will shape my research in the future. That will shape our research that you said, how to justify. Yeah.
Yeah, there is someone to raise a question, raise a hand. I give to... Okay, go ahead, Pak Sudibyo. I think they want to speak something.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Hi, Manoj. It's a very inspiring discussion this morning at the weekend. And actually, it looks like it's a game changing, because we're talking about from time to time, from many years, about the details, call routing, handling time, and all those things. These are new things. Especially with the what you call the super apps and so on. And the last thing that you just mentioned about the education for the contact center, it's very challenging, because how to educate people for the vision. Yeah, I think that the one that you just mentioned is the level of CX team, which is you have to educate the CX teams and how to avoid at the end that we trap into the details and of the technology, about the handling time, about the first call resolution, and all those things. That's my question. And secondly, about the Twimbit itself. Yeah. I try to summarize into my some words. Yes, my sentence that you do some consultation, coaching, and all those things, and come up with solution with the execution on the web, or including all the technology behind it. Either this is all from you or from the existing one. Then say that you arrange the if home, then you do the interior design and you execute it. I don't know whether my analogy is correct or not. Thank you.
Yeah, but thank you very much. So let's address the first one. The first one is how to not get caught in the trap of average handling time and everything else. So it is difficult when you are an existing company to change the conversation overnight. And this is why most of the big companies slowly are declining in market capitalization, because they are not able to change. They are not able to keep pace with the changes in technology. The good news, I think, is the banks. I really respect the banks, because the banks have changed a lot as compared to everybody else. It has become very digital. They are talking, you saw the example Bank Mandiri and DBS, and all the banks are beginning to change and transition to becoming digital. So I think, it is a gradual process. You got to do it, and you got to keep repeating it. If you think your company is not changing, change your company then. Otherwise, you will die with it, right? So you have to. Gone are the days when we got to be bold about it. If we don't do it, if you think your boss is not ready to listen, if the board, sometimes the CEO also is quite good, but unfortunately the board is not ready to listen. The board is not ready to take the risk. You can only innovate if you take risk. If you are not ready to take risk, you cannot innovate. You need to have the courage to enter the room of darkness and be confident that somehow you will find that way. If you do not have that courage, then you are not going to innovate. Then you are only going to incrementally improve. And if you don't innovate, I think the company is in trouble. So I think keep pushing it. Either you get either you change the boss or you change the company. If the boss is not listening, so maybe that's, and it is okay. Every company have different requirement and different bosses, and so it's okay with that. The second one about Twimbit, we are a learning community. Yeah, I'm not Accenture. I'm not what is it? I'm not a variant or a Genesis. I don't provide any solutions. I am a learning company. I help people learn and improve and get better at their job. And I use technology, my research platform, and research information to help you do your job better. That is what I do. Yeah. I and my team provide you research information so that you can get better at your job. So we run training sessions, workshop sessions. We provide you access to content on our website in the form of videos and quizzes and content, so that all of you can do your job in CX a lot better. That is our mission. I hope I have explained to you, Pak Sudhir.
Thank you, Manoj, about the explanation about that. I think it's time to end this discussion. I know I have many questions regarding Twimbit after your explanation is about innovation, GX, and so on. But we will have another discussion, I think.
Absolutely.
About that. Yeah.
And we can, there are many topics in CX, not just me. My other colleagues can also come and talk. Measures of success is a topic. Who owns CX? Who should own CX in a company? I think is another very, very important topic. Then what is one of the most important requirement to becoming successful in CX is cross-team collaboration.
I see.
Today, CX team, many a time, don't work with many different teams. Do you work with the legal team? Do you work with the HR team? Do you work with the finance team? How do you work together like a startup to solve the problem? So I think there are so many interesting topics that we can work together with many people to help solve this. So looking forward to future discussions. And if any one of you have any interesting ideas, please reach out to us, please write to us. And we want to collaborate with you to do some good knowledge and learning together.
Okay, I remember the one research from what is a global benchmark contact center survey. I think 3 or 5 years ago regarding that, talking about go digital or die. So 5 years ago talking about that. So now it's becoming how we innovate. We need to do that. Okay, closing statement. I think this is we. Do you want to say something as a closing statement or some brief? Yeah. Anyway, all the participants, if you want to have access to Twimbit, so have email to Manoj. I already shared the email, and he will be helping you to do that. Okay. Go ahead, Manoj, for the closing statement.
No, I think, firstly, thank you very much for the opportunity. It is great to connect, though virtually, not physically. I'm hoping that we can connect in the physical world very, very soon. So I'm hoping that we get that opportunity soon. I think, let's just how excited we are to learn about the things like average handling time, call routing. We should put aside 15-20 minutes in every weekly meeting or every monthly meeting to talk about what is the ideal experience. And if you can start doing that automatically, I think we will see the improvement. I always take for me, the biggest inspiration for customer experience is in sports. Because in sports, it is fans, right? And fans are very, very loyal to their club. So loyal, right? Manchester United is not doing well for so long, but the fans are still so loyal. What makes them so much obsession with it, right? Because there is that human connection. So how do we create that? Because I think the sporting clubs, they do it very, very well. Technology is important, but it is not technology. It is about ritual. You know, it is about a great stadium. It is about great stories of great players. So customer experience for the company is also that. It is about great leaders in the company. It is about great physical storefront of the company. It is about great technology, and it is about great employees. So I think, let's draw inspiration and let's make Indonesia very well known globally for great customer and human experience, I think I look forward to working with many of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Moritz, for the time, the available time, very good sharing and invitation to Twimbit as well to get access to all the resources and all the information. We are happy to get connected and supporting each other. If related to Indonesia, of course, I'm happy to support regarding the many research in Indonesia, either regarding contact center, I'm happy to support customer regarding the employee engagement. Thank you for a great discussion today, and thank you all the participants for the keep with us. And stay tuned because we still have another leader talk in every Friday. Yeah, don't forget to join with us. And this recorded in our YouTube, so you can get access to YouTube to play back our discussion. Hopefully, you get insights about that. Again, thank you, and let's take a photograph together before we leave the discussion. Yeah, because this for our documentation. Tim, go ahead if you want to show some your faces. Sure. So we can take pictures together. Thank you
great.
All the participants.
Okay, let's take some picture, Andi. 1, 2, 3.
Go ahead. Yeah.
One more. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Yeah.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Saya Andi ya.
Terima kasih.